And so this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over, a new one just begun. Hi, welcome back to another One Chart lesson. My promise to you is that you will never see on this channel a lesson for Jingle Bell Rock. And what I can do though is play you this great Christmas song by John Lennon, which was really originally designed or written as a protest song. But he was a clever man and he realized that a Christmas song was a really good way to get that message across because, the Vietnam War was on and people were missing their loved ones at Christmas time, and it was a very, very powerful thing. 1971, it was released in the States, 1972 in the UK. And it's a really interesting song. Once again, from John Lennon, he's doing some very interesting things. You could play this in a very, very straight, standard kind of way using very simple chords, and it will still sound like the song. But if you want to go deeper into the voicings, it's very rewarding. So download your chart. Let me take you through it. In a very, very basic sense, you can play the A chord. So this is Christmas. What have you done? At a B minor. Another year over. E major. And a new one just begun. And then he kind of modulates halfway through this verse to go to a D. And then an E minor. Then back to an A. And finishes on a D. And then it moves to the chorus, which we'll deal with in a minute. Actually, we'll deal with it now. The chorus is very simple, both ways. It's G. And a happy new year to A. Let's hope it's a good one. G without any fear. Then we turn around on an E major to go back to the start and begin the verse again. The verse can be played, or it should be played really like this. If you want to do the proper voicings for all these chords, each one of these bars and each one of these chords is broken up into 4 different voicings, or sometimes 3 different voicings because one of them is played twice. But on each 4 of the 4 beats of a bar, you play a different voicing of these chords. And the strumming is kind of like this in a 6/8 tempo, a 6/8 meter, I should say. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Right, like that. Now, chords. A. Lift your finger off the B string to make an A sus2. Put it back on. Doesn't matter whether you're using your pinky or your third finger to change this A chord around. You go A sus2, put it on the 3rd fret for an A sus4. Take it back to an A major. The A sus4 can sometimes be written as an A sus. If you ever see a sus chord written with no number after it, it means sus4. It implies sus4. Second bar, B minor. Again, lift your finger off the B string to get a B sus2. Then to get the B sus4, you're lifting your bar finger up but keeping the tip of it planted on the root note on the A string. And you can lift this second finger off as well. That's your B sus4. Come back to a full B minor. Next bar, we start with an E add 4, or E sus4, I should say. Pinky on the G string 2nd fret with a normal E major chord gives you an E sus4. Lift that finger off back to an E major. Then you reach it up to the 4th fret to play an E add 9. And then back to an E major chord. And then your same 4 chords in the same pattern as the first bar for the A. Second half of this verse goes D, lift your finger off the E string for a D sus2, put a finger on the 3rd fret of the E string for a sus4, D sus4, back to a D. This time we're going to an E minor. Now you want to play your E minor with these 2 fingers because now we're changing the voicings around on these top 2 strings, and so you play an E minor followed by your pinky on the 4th fret, and you can use that pinky as well to muffle that E string, the high E string, while you do that. So this is an E minor major 7. Then you lift that finger off the B string, put a finger on the 2nd fret E string to make an E minor add 9, come back to an E minor. So those 4 voicings again: E minor major 7, E minor add 9, E minor. Back to an A, and this time we're starting with an A sus4. Back to an A, down to an A sus2, back to an A, and then your Ds again. D, sus2, sus4, back to a D. Then we move into the chorus, which we've already covered. It's 2 bars of G, 2 bars of A, E minor, G, D, and an E major to turn around and get you back to the start again. That whole progression, the 8 bars of the verse followed by the 8 bars of the chorus, last for go for 3 times through. You do that whole thing, verse, chorus, 3 times. Then on the 4th time, it begins that war is over section, where incidentally the kids singing there is the Harlem Community Choir. Now, community gospel choir maybe, but community choir. And they're the ones singing that you can hear, as well as Yoko Ono. Now, when that begins, you're playing through the same voicings. And it goes, war is over if you want it, etc., etc. Follows that and fades out to the end of the song. And that is the entire song. Once again, John Lennon did an absolute cracker. Like I said, it wasn't very popular. Well, it was popular, but it wasn't a huge hit when it first came out. But over the years, it's become, another one of those Christmas songs. But it's one of the cool ones. So thank you for watching. Season's greetings to everybody and happy holidays. I hope you are safe and happy and with loved ones, or doing what you want to do, or both. And thank you for watching the channel this year and supporting me in putting all these lessons together. I've really enjoyed it and hope to continue. I'm going to continue throughout the holidays as well. So don't go anywhere. Plenty of stuff to learn over the holidays, and we'll see you here again soon. Thanks.